Awesome. What do you suggest for the young person or just any person? We already talked about marketing a business and how you do the online marketing and things like that. Now, like, I guess even more on the technical side, how do they, I guess...
Like start something?
Yeah, just start something.
Easy. Dude, number one, Google's your friend. Number two, stop trying to get rich. It amazes me how many people are thinking, oh, I'm going to be a thousandaire, a millionaire, a billionaire. It's like, look at it realistically. Like a minimum wage job for 8 hours a day, what's that really going to pay you? If minimum wage is $10 and you work 8 hours a day, which is good hours, that's $80. And that's
taxes.
And then you're going to get taxed. So let's just call it $60. You're going to make $60 and then you're going to probably spend half of that on something in the moment, hot Cheetos, right? Coffee, $5 coffee, something you don't need. So now you're down to like $40 a day you're really making. So it's like, set your expectations of, I only need to make $40 a day. That doesn't sound too hard now once you do that. And then when you realize you don't got to make the $40 every day, you can make $80 every 2 days. So one day you can make no money and the next day you can make 80 and no money. Or we can even go further. I can just make $1,000. Like, I just think a lot of people don't realize how much they really make. Like, your parents don't make as much money as you think they do. Everyone thinks, oh, my parents must make like 100 grand a year. Like, your parents don't. Like, I hate to break it to you. Your parents make 40, 50, 60, $70,000 a year. It's just what the math says. Now, you might have special parents who own a business or a dairy or just they've worked their way up and they're making some buku bucks, but you know what I mean? Everybody has this opinion or this vision that their parents are making hundreds of $1,000s and that they got to do better than that. So they got to make millions. And it's like, they're not thinking, I just got to make $40 a day. So what would I do? I do exactly what I did. I would do a mixture of trying to make sure the little things are done and in place, but at the same time, not worrying too much about them. So for example, make sure that you file with the city of California or the state of California. Make sure you get a business license, all that stuff. Like, make sure you do that. But at the same time, and I'm going to be real, I can't give financial or legal advice. Yeah. But let me just say, at the same time, don't be afraid to like run quick and try and get clients, just like figure it out later kind of thing. So that's what I would say. I would say, dude, to just literally start, like, pick an industry and I would tell you how to start. Haircuts, oh my gosh. You could haircut today without school. Like, figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to be like tattooing. How many people do we know walking around with crappy tattoos because their friend was just starting out? That's the price of entry. So there's going to be some people walking around with some bad haircuts. But like, someone's got to be first. Like I said about the club thing, someone's got to be first. You could just pick any industry and I'm going to tell you, hey, you just need to get started. And at night or in the morning, you can worry about filing your LLC or making your Instagram. But the first thing you need to do is you need to get good, and you need to get good quick. And the only way to get good at something that I know of is not by reading about it. Don't get me wrong, YouTube videos and reading, it has its place. But doing is the ultimate, like, wow. Yeah. Like, you have no idea.
Doing and then failing and then learning.
But just doing, I could leave the failing and the succeeding and all that amazing stuff out. Just doing, there's nothing like doing. Like, I could read all day about welding, but I watched Michael weld like last month or 2 months ago for the first time. He never welded. And was it like weird? Was it a sensation? Were you like tripping out a little bit? Like, I'm welding right now? And you've seen welding your whole life, right? You never knew, you know what I mean? But you did it and it was crazy. And now you're like, I could do that, like, I could get better. But from doing it, dude, we've seen people weld a million times at a restaurant, building the restaurant, and I didn't get better by, I could look up a YouTube or something, and I promise you, nothing prepares you for that moment. And I think of it a lot like shooting. Nothing prepares you for like actually having to aim, actually having to, when they say like, don't pull, squeeze or something, like nothing prepares you for that first time when you go, oh, shoot, okay, right? Yeah. That's how I see hair cutting, washing cars, doing the podcast. Nothing's going to prepare you for that. Michael's saying, yeah, you look kind of ghastly with the lights or whatever. Yeah. Because you have to set the light up and see what you look like. There's no way around that. There's just, you can read. I read so much about lighting. We'll put one light here, one above, and I can read all day, but until you've actually just gotten the couch out and just done it, it's the doing, bro. So how would I start? I would get some of the stuff in order. So you're legit, your Instagram, start working on a little website, a name. But don't think too much into it because you'll be there all day. Like, what's a good name for my haircut business? Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody wants it.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. There's Edina's car place. There's Grow Petty. There's all these names. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
So that's what I would say. You got to go so far deep into getting better, but you also have to go so far deep into getting the little details right. And it's just going to like be this ebb and a flow. And it's every day with me, bro. Every day I'm like, oh, I forgot to do something super important. And every day I'm like spending so much time on something that's not important to him or to a client, but it's so important to me, and vice versa. A client we're trying to get texted one of my employees and said, there's words on your website spelt wrong. I'm like, I don't care. Like that, I don't care, but some people care about that. Like, oh my gosh, you spelled something wrong. We're gonna look so dumb. I don't care. So, you know what I mean? It's both, but I went on and I fixed it because it's important, but it's not important. It's both, bro. So that's what I would say. I would say the most important thing is just balancing those two things. How to get technically started out. Google's your friend. Get as legit as you can, but you need to be doing. If you say that I'm a fucking haircut person and you haven't cut like 100 people's hair, you're not, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna take you serious. You need to do it. You need to be cutting hair. Like with the podcasting, keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how you do it, by doing it. I know that's simple, but people don't want to hear that. They're like, no, but what's the secret? Like, how do I make my podcast better? Like, I could tell you I bought a fucking $500 microphone. I got, you know what I mean? Yeah. I could tell you some of the behind the scenes things, but at the end of the day, like, that's not really how you make a podcast. How you make a podcast is the way you're doing here, the mics and the, right? So, yeah, there's two answers. How do I get started? And then how do I make it like pro level? But nobody should be worried about that out the gate unless they're trying to build the next Apple or something, of course. But if you're not trying to build the next Apple, you're just trying to make a living or become something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should not be concerned with that. You should be like, I'm going to be a photographer. I'm going to start taking pictures with the camera I have now, my phone, or with my sister's camera, right?
Yeah.
But so many people are like, once I get that Sony, man, I'll be I'm going to be a fucking photographer. It's like, you're not a photographer. Because if you were, you would have the dopest phone photos that anybody's ever seen. They'd be like, how do you do that? And be like, just my phone. And they're like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's mechanics that can get it done with like 4 tools.
Yeah.
And then there's guys like, man, once I get my new shop, man, I'll be, get out of here. So